Crafty Friend. Welcome to the Crafty Journaler. I am Sarah, the Crafty Journaler, and this is my channel. In this channel, we do a lot of crafting for junk journaling. So if that's something that you would be interested, go ahead and follow us for more fun junk journal DIYs. Today I thought it would be really cool to share 10 ideas of what to do when you're either scrap busting or when you just want to bulk up your ready-to-use ephemera that you have at home. These 10 ideas are usually where I start off, and then sometimes they evolve to more ideas. So if that's something you're interested in watching today, go ahead and keep watching for more. In no particular order, here's idea number 1, creating pre-cut labels to be used in your journals. You could either use them in the front of your journals, on a page, with a cluster. There are so many ways to use labels, and this is probably one of the biggest ways that I get rid of some of those thinner or smaller scraps. That way I don't have to throw them away. I really hate throwing away the papers that we accumulate. So this is one of the coolest ways or easiest ways that we could get rid of them. This is actually even from like old what do you call those? Old, not gift cards, greeting cards. So this is one way. Idea number 2 is cutting out pre-cut banners. So again, you could use any type of material for this or scraps. All of this was my scrap busting that I did the last week and the week before. So all of this comes from my scrap busting, and some are a little older, but for the most part, it's all scrap busting. So I usually cut these up ahead of time, and then I'll either use them in the front, or I'll even use them like in ephemera, like tags, like those jumbo size tags, the smaller tags. And I usually try to cut different sizes and widths and stuff like that. That way I have them at the ready to continue working on other projects, and it'll just cut down my time for like projects that I already have in mind. At number 3, this is kind of similar to the other banner, but this is a different shape of banner cut ephemera, and I also use them in the same way. The only difference is that with these styles of banners, I could also use them as tags, so they double up as tags. So I could either add on and collage onto them, or even masterboard them in some way, and make them a little more pleasing to the eye, and then add them into like pockets of my my journals. And even in the front, again, these are very versatile, so you could just imagine all the different ways that you could use these type of ephemera, ready to use ephemera. At number 4, we have these strips right here, and they're like masterboard strips into book paper that has been glued on beforehand. So what I'll actually do is I usually have like a glue book, and then I use that for gluing, although I probably will stop doing this because, to be honest, it wasn't as smart as I thought it was gonna be. So I'll probably be transferring into a different way of gluing, and we'll talk about that later on in another video. But basically that's how I do it. I'll glue on little strips into like glued pages of books, and then I kind of just sew them around. And again, this is how I usually do. I have like already ready to use strips, and whenever I'm like having a hard time to get inspired on something, this is the easiest way that I know how to get like my creative juices flowing. So yeah, I don't know exactly how to call this other than masterboards, but instead of masterboarding with like different size. It's a strip Masterboards, and then I cut them into either index cards or into like bookmarker style tags. At number 5, we have belly bands, ready to use belly bands. So usually when I have scraps that have like a good amount of space, I usually start cutting them into strips about a 1.5 to 1 inch, and I'll have them ready to use. That way whenever I do a journal, all I have to do is grab at my box where I keep these, and then they're ready to use. So again, we just have a bunch of little belly bands. We have smaller ones, we have bigger ones, we have thick ones, we have thin ones, we have scrappy ones, just a whole different assortment of belly bands. And now on these, I'm kind of running low, but I do have more scraps to go through, so I'll probably make some more of these as I work with those scraps. If you're interested in seeing me work with my scraps, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll make sure to take a video of me doing that for you all. At number 6, we have different shaped ephemera. So for my different shaped, it's triangles, and I actually got this idea off of like happy birthday banners that I had made for my sister and my husband, and we weren't going to be using them anymore. And again, I hate throwing away paper, so I ended up cutting up and making different ephemera from it. And the tips, like the smaller side of the triangle of the banner, I ended up cutting and making these triangle ephemera. And so and it's just ready to use. Some of them are blank like this. And I'm actually really pumped to use these in the journal that I'm going to be working on soon. And then some of them have little clusters like this. Some of them have just stamped all over them. Some of them have the cluster in the middle, cluster and stamps. And some of them have little people with flowers. So that is, I believe, idea number 6. Let's count together. So the label was 1, banner 2, banner, and then the 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is idea number 6. Idea number 7 is making backs of tags or blank tags to be used in your journals. And these are before you decorate or anything like that, but you could also decorate in bulk. I actually, give me 1 second to pull out some of the, I actually do have some that I already pre-decorate, and these are the jumbo ones. So I also have mid-sized ones and little ones that I already decorated. If you're interested in seeing those, like just kind of flip through of the tags that I already have decorated, go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll make sure to make a video for you. But yes, so ready to use backs for tags in all kinds of scraps. So I'll either have just black book, collage, masterboard, and so on. At number 8, we have Tipins or Flipouts. I usually don't do these, but I started to do these after I was working on my last journals and realized that I don't have any of the tip-ins or flip-ins and flip-outs ready to use. So when I did the scrap busting, I just created a bunch of tip-ins, and I pre-decorated some, and some of them are left blank. So this is what I have. And basically what I'm going to be doing with these is when I work on the journals, I'll probably just either sew them on with washi or fabric, and then essentially they'll like flip out, flip up. I've heard that people call them Tipins. I've heard them called Flipouts. So I'm not really too sure of what they're actually called, but I think Flipouts, Tipins both work fine. And I did variation styles just so that I have something related to what I either am working on, or maybe something that's easily included into like different themes, and so on and so forth. This is actually a collage paper with some scrapbooking paper here. This one has a pocket. This one is left blank. So again, some are left blank and some are decorated and ready to use. Some of them will probably be used, the blank ones I'll probably use more in like neutral themed journals. Sometimes I've made like what I call naked journals, and I won't decorate them, I just leave them blank and just set them up for whoever's gonna be using them to decorate further and stuff like that. So we have those. At number 9 we have Masterboards. Probably Masterboards is the easiest way to scrap bust that I know of. It's just very easy. You can make different color palettes, you can make new paper, you could sew them, you could leave them blank, you could cut them into different items so they don't have to stay like this. You could make tip-ins, you can make banners, you could make tags, you can make labels, anything that your heart desires you could probably make out of Masterboards. So Masterboards is definitely one of my favorite ways to do scrap busting, and I usually bulk up my ready to use ephemera, and I usually use just paper, like thinner paper, either magazine paper or like paper that you're gonna throw away, and then I create these fun stuff. Sometimes I sew them and sometimes I leave them as is, and you could get all kinds of fun different paper. So yeah, Masterboards. And last but not least, at number 10 I have ready to use writing boards. The way you do this is basically either laminate Masterboards or you laminate pretty scrapbooking paper like this, and just have them ready to be put in your journals and let the other person use them for writing, for embellishment in their journals, because as we know, these journals can get very bulky, so sometimes they get a little bumpy and they're not as easy to write in. And you could either do them, like I said, with scrapbooking or Masterboards of different kinds, and they're definitely very fun to make and honestly very satisfying to tap on. Alright, so we are at the end of our video. If you enjoyed this type of content, please go ahead and give me a like, subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell, that way you are informed of the next video that I will be putting up. Let me know in the comments below which of these 10 ideas for bulking your ephemera or stash of ephemera for you did you enjoy the most. They're all super easy to make at home, super easy for you to try, and a lot of this stuff is things that we already have at the ready because we all have scraps, and scraps are the never-ending game of junk journaling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time, and I still don't know how to really leave without being awkward, so bye!